All right, we are back again. We've
Yes.
got Kimberly Klein, F&I advocate extraordinaire.
Absolutely she is.
Papa Shevska hasn't gone anywhere. The exit plan did not come to fruition, folks.
Well.
We've actually kept him around. And today, we're going to be talking about, as the title of the video says, 3 questions you should ask your finance manager, 1 tip from Kimberly for what you should do when you're going through the F&I office, and the 1 big lie that pretty much every F&I manager is going to maybe,
I'm
possibly.
glad you said F&I manager.
Yeah, not sales manager.
Yeah, because our big lies could be completely different.
Before we hop in, though, I want to tell you, back at the Your Auto Advocate website, we'll put up on the screen, if you're thinking of, you don't even have to want to get a vehicle service contract, the extended warranty. We built out this interface where you don't have to give any information or anything. You just can self-service and see what the price of vehicle service contracts are, and the prices are transparent. Anyway, just if you're thinking about buying extended warranty, go to the website. You can now see a quote without giving us your info or your social, or if someone's going to call you. No, it's all in your hands. Take a peek. We think it's really helpful and useful. Now, on to today's video, guys.
How does that pay?
Someone's eventually going to buy one. Kimberly,
Okay,
what are the 3 questions that you should ask your F&I manager when you're going through the process?
All right. Well, here are 3 of the many, but these are the 3 that I thought of today. Also, because I've had a lot of questions emailed to me about this very thing. So the first thing that you want to ask your finance manager when you go into the finance office and sit down and get comfy and take a look at your menu, what is my base payment?
Now,
What is my base payment?
the reason you would want to ask that as a customer is you want to make sure that the base payment that you're telling the customer matches up to the base payment that the salesperson or the sales manager told the customer?
Yes, that is one of the things, because I think many times in dealerships we give the customer a range, right, of what the payment might be. So, however, many times the finance manager will jump right into the menu and go straight to all the different plans that are available to you, showing you the very bottom line of what your payment is with all those things.
Gotcha.
And many times, they'll kind of get away from what your actual base payment is. So this is something that is really, really important. That term, base payment, means without any additional plans that the finance manager has to offer you.
So
Gotcha.
question number 1, what is my base payment? Question number 2.
Whenever the finance manager starts going over their list of plans that are available for you for additional money, they very rarely tell you, if they probably never tell you, what's the actual price of this plan. So if you're going to show me a VSC, a vehicle service contract, what's the price of it? And the reason I say that is because, again, down at the very bottom, they're going to show you a payment. Now, if you're paying cash, obviously that's different. But there are a lot of us that don't pay cash for it and they finance it. So you want to know what is the actual cost of each plan.
Makes sense.
So you need to ask as the consumer, the VSC, how much is that? The dent and ding, how much are you charging me for that? You don't want to just concentrate, on the payment, because the finance manager wants you to concentrate on the payment, but as the customer, you shouldn't.
Exactly. And I think, you guys, in a different video, we're going to get into, I've had a lot of people ask me, well, how do I negotiate the prices of those different plans available? So I think we'll do another video about that. But first thing first, what's the cost of that? So,
Absolutely.
Next question. And this is going to be an iffy one, but ask the finance manager if they will show you your approval.
If somebody asked you that, would you?
I would evade that question. Now,
help us understand why, Kimberly.
Exactly. The reason now, not every time, because if you're a customer and you're coming in and getting 2.9% the special rate on that manufacturer vehicle, that's one thing. You know you're going to get 2.9 if you fit all the financing criteria. But if you don't know what the rate is, how do you know how much they've marked it up? So when an approval comes over from a bank to the finance manager, that is the base rate before the finance manager marks it up. So many finance managers will not show it to you. I'm telling you, as a consumer, ask them to see the approval. There's nothing wrong with that.
I would think even if it's on a special rate, and you could ask the finance manager might even volunteer it to you if the lender is saying, well, we'll do it, but we need $5,000 down instead of $3,500. So you could at least show to the customer, the reason why you're asking for an extra $1,500 down.
Exactly. Every deal is different.
Yes.
But if I'm going to be marking a rate up on a customer, I certainly don't want them to see that approval, because they're going to
That's
see.
the reason I should ask.
Right. If I showed a customer the approval of 4.9 and I've marked it up to 6.9, we're going to have a problem, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
And this is why you asked the questions. Yeah, this is good. This is
Yeah.
good. Okay, so those are the 3 questions.
Yeah.
What's the tip?
One of my tips to all of you people out there is do not discuss your financial situation on the showroom floor. There's a reason that there's a door on the finance office, because there are sensitive items in there like credit applications, paperwork, that kind of thing. But that's also the place that you want to discuss. Don't give out your social security number on the showroom floor. I know that sounds silly, but people do it every day. You want to keep an eye on your surroundings. If you have anything that you want to ask the finance manager about as far as your finances or your credit goes, ask those in the finance office and not on the showroom floor.
Gotcha.
Does that
Makes
resonate
perfect
with you,
sense.
Dad?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, and then what's the big lie? Now
Okay.
you got me. You've sucked me in, Kimberly. I need to know.
So there's 3 questions to ask. There's 1 tip and 1 big lie. I promised you. That is, if you ask your finance manager, hey, is there a prepayment penalty on this loan? Can I pay it off early? The big lie is, no, you have to make at least 3 payments. You have to make at least 6 payments, or you have to keep this loan for at least 9 payments. That's a lie. That's just not true. Here's what's true. What's true is you do have to wait for your paperwork to process, and you do have to wait to get your first statement, okay? Then pick up the phone, call the bank that's listed on your statement and say, hey, when can I pay this off?
Now, why would a finance manager offer that big lie? What's in it for them?
Well, there's something called a chargeback, and I'm sure you know this, Ray. Whenever you pay your loan off quickly, then or within 90 days with many banks, it's a chargeback out of the finance pot. It takes away from the finance department. And as you've said so many times, Ray, money is to be made in the back end, right?
Yeah.
So whenever a chargeback comes in because someone has paid their loan off within the first 30, 60, 90 days, that comes right out of the finance pot.
Yeah, after 90 days, then it's reduced, but prior to 90 days, it's what, 100% chargeback?
It depends on the bank. There are some banks that are 100%. It depends on the split, but yeah, it's pretty hefty and it hurts in the finance
Yes,
office.
and if I'm not mistaken, that is subtracted from what your potential earnings could be on any given month.
You
because
got it.
Chargebacks count against gross profit that was actually created in your department.
You got it. So
Yeah.
that's the big lie.
Well, that might be your big lie, but that was never my big lie.
I'm sure, yeah, sales managers, salespeople, finance people, but isn't it nice to be able to bring this forward and be advocates for our customers now? I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, this is super helpful. Those three great questions, one great tip, and to be knowledgeable about.
Yes.
And we're both wearing our knowledge as power, so it's like it really is the truth. If you know that, then you can, when the when the F&I manager says that to you, you can just say, "Okay, got it." But you actually know the truth, and how empowering is that?
I think it's pretty damn empowering.
Kimberly, question for you before we go.
Yeah.
You see how on the shirts we have the flexing arm?
I do.
Which flexing arm was it my dad's flexing arm that the designer used, or was it my flexing arm? So pops, let's see it.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're putting me in this situation right now because it's so hard to tell. But
I think it's
I'm
this
gonna
one.
go. Could you do that one more time, Ray?
No. I hurt myself.
I can see all the blood rushing to his bicep. I've never seen that before. All right, let's cut before you have to answer. Comment down below. Father or son? Who
my
has the bigger
gosh.
bicep?
Okay.
It's father. All right, Kimberly, thanks for your time. We appreciate it as
Thanks,
always.
Kimberly.
All right, guys. See you next time.
See you soon.
See ya.